So you will need a size H hook, which I think this is a 5mm. I don't remember, my daughter made this part for me. You will need scissors and yarn. I just have a color pumpkin and red heart yarn. Alright, so to start, you're going to make a slip knot. So you're just going to wrap the yarn around your finger twice. Okay. And then we need to chain 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 22, 23, 24. Now, second chain from the hook, this does not count, so you have 1, 2. I'm going to go in and do a single crochet. So we're just going to single crochet down the row for the first one. Okay. Now after every row, that's what it'll look like. So after every row, we're going to turn our work this way. Okay. And then we're going to chain 1. So you turn it to the left, chain 1. Now for this row, we're going to alternate single crochets and bobble stitch. So we're going to do a single crochet first. And then you're going to put a bobble in the next stitch. So to do a bobble stitch, you want to yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through. You should have 3 loops, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2. Okay. Now you're going to repeat that until you have 6 loops on your hook. So we're going to do it again. There's 3, 4, there's 5, and 6. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through all of them. Next stitch is going to be a single crochet, and then that locks that into place. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this all the way down. So you're going to do a bobble stitch, single crochet, bobble stitch, single crochet until you get to the end of it. So I just finished that row, so I'm going to turn my work. And this is what it looks like now. And yeah, it's going to curve up a little bit, but that'll stop when we block our work. So let's go ahead and chain 1. And now this row, we're just going to put single crochets all the way down. And that's going to lock those into place. So you want to make sure you hit the stitch on top of the bobble as well. And then there's one in between them. So at the end of that row, you should have 23 single crochets. Now, last one. And row 3 is done. Alright, so I did just finish that single crochet row. Now this row is going to be a little bit different. We're going to go ahead and turn our work, chain up 1, single crochet into the first stitch, and then we're going to make a bobble stitch into the next. Sorry if you hear any noise in the background. They're still building homes around us. Okay, and then we're going to single crochet into that stitch. So you're going to go ahead and do that all the way down. You're going to single crochet all the way down until you get to the second to last stitch. You're going to put your bobble in there and then single crochet. Okay, so now we're going to put that bobble in here. Okay, yarn over. And see, if we were to just like chain up 1 and go onward, you're not locking that into place. So we want to make sure that that's what we do. Then we turn our work, and that's what it's going to look like for now. It's giving it a little border and edge. Okay, so what do we do next? We already know that if we do a bobble stitch row, the next row has to be all single crochet. So we turn our work and we chain up 1, and we're going to single crochet down. And you always want to make sure you count your stitches. You should have 23 stitches at the end of every row. Okay, so we did just go ahead and finish that row. Now we're going to go ahead and turn our work, like I said, to the left. And you're going to chain up 1. You're going to single crochet the first stitch, and then put your bobble into the next. I hope this view is a little bit better. I moved the camera upwards because I felt like my hand kept getting in the way. Okay, and now it looks like for our pattern here, because we're right here now, we did that. This is all single crochet around, so we did 1 single crochet around. So now we're right here. We're going to do 2 single crochets before we put a bobble in. So we're going to single crochet twice, 1, 2, and then our bobble stitch. Okay, and then we're going to single crochet, bobble stitch, and this is starting the A right here. Okay, all right, so we just single crocheted the 10th row, the 10th stitch. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our bobble stitch into here. There's 3 loops, 4 loops, 5, 6 loops. Then we're going to single crochet the next one and put our bobble stitch into the next one. Okay, and then single crochet 2, so 1 and 2, and then we're going to put our bobble stitch into here, because remember, that's our little border we're making. We're making a nice bobble stitch border around it. 1 more, and then single crochet into the last stitch, and this is what you should have for now. And starting the A here, so you should have a bobble stitch, well, a single crochet, bobble, 2 single crochets, bobble stitch, single crochet, bobble stitch, 10 single crochets, and then repeat. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and turn our work, chain up 1 and single crochet across. So we just finished that row, the single crochet row. We're going to turn our work. I just like to fluff it up a little. Okay, so I'm going to chain 1, single crochet, and then put our bobble in. Now I realized my pattern isn't working on the paper over here, so I'm going to redo the pattern and then I will post that on the website instead of this one. But nonetheless, it'll be corrected. Okay, so now we're going to go 3 single crochets, so 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to put 1 bobble stitch. Oops. 4, 5, and 6. Pull through all. And then we're going to single crochet. And then the next stitch will be a bobble as well. And just 4, 5, 6. Okay, looks like we'll need 6 single crochet in the middle, possibly. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll see how that works. Maybe 7. We'll see. Bobble 1. Then we're going to put a bobble stitch in after the 7th single crochet. You're going to pull through all. Yep, so 7. Okay. Then you single crochet the next one and then bobble stitch into the next stitch. Oops, I pulled through 3. There we go. then we need to single crochet 3 times. Oops. So we have 1, 2, 3 in a bobble stitch. And then single crochet the last one to complete that row. And that's what you have so far. Now we turn our work, we chain up our 1, and we're going to single crochet across. Meet you back when I have that completed, and we'll go on to the next row. So I finished a single crochet row. We're going to turn our work. Again, I just like to fluff it while I'm working on it so it stops crinkling. We're going to chain up 1, and then we're going to single crochet 1, bobble stitch 1, okay, single crochet 4 times, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here's 1, okay, followed by a single crochet, of course, and then here's number 2. Okay, number 3, we're going to put 6 of them in. 2 more. Okay, 1 more. I went through 3 on that one. See that? There we go. Single crochet 4, 2, 3, and 4. That should leave us 2 stitches left, 1 for our last bobble, and then a single crochet. To end this row. Turn our work, and that's what we have so far. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and chain up 1 and single crochet across. Again, I'll meet you back when I have that done. Turn our work, chain 1. This thing does get a little annoying when it keeps creasing like that. Okay, so single crochet and then our bobble. Remember, this is how we start every other row, so that it's giving the a little border. Then it looks like we need to single crochet 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to bobble stitch 1. Okay, single crochet. I think we're going to need 5 of these, and then we're going to bobble stitch again. Single crochet, another one, whoopsies, okay, so we need 2 more bobble stitches. Okay, so one more. And then we're going to single crochet 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, leaving us our last 2. So we can go ahead and put our bobble stitch in for the border. There we go. So go ahead and turn your work, chain up 1 and single crochet across. So we just finished that row. So we're going to turn our work. Chain up 1. And again, we're going to do our single crochet and our bobble stitch to start the row. Okay, and then it looks like I need 6 single crochet, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and then we're going to bobble stitch. And then single crochet, another bobble stitch. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to do 5 single crochets and then 1 bobble stitch right at the end here. And a final single crochet at the end. And we're going to turn our work. Okay. And that's what it looks like so far. And now we're going to chain up that 1 and do our single crochet row. Like I said, now we're going to turn our work. Chain up 1, remember single crochet, and then your bobble. Now my camera is almost dead, so if it dies I'll have to just pick it back up once I get the other battery I have. Okay, now it looks like we need 7 single crochets, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we're going to put a bobble stitch. Single crochet. Another bobble stitch. Single crochet, another bobble stitch. Oops. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 more bobble stitch here. Okay, so then we're going to do 7 single crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and another bobble stitch. And then you're going to go ahead and end this row with a single crochet, into your last stitch. Go ahead and turn your work, chain 1 and single crochet across. I'm gonna go ahead and change my battery and I'll meet you back here when I have that done. Okay, so we just finished that row. We're gonna go ahead and turn our work. Chain up 1, single crochet, then bobble into the next stitch. One more, and then pull through all, and now we need 10 single crochets. So 1, so we need 9 single crochets. Now that we're in the middle, we're going to go ahead and put our bobble stitch for the last bobble of this row. And then the rest are just going to be single crochets until we get to the outline. Okay, and then you're going to bobble stitch all the way over until the second to the last one. So, single crochet until you get to the second to last one, where that's the bobble stitch again. Right here, we're going to add a bobble stitch. One more, and single crochet. And what do you do next? Yep, you're just gonna turn your work, chain up 1, and single crochet across. And that's what it looks like. There's your A, all done. Almost done. So chain up 1 and go ahead and single crochet across. And I apologize, my dog is crazy in the morning. So just single crochet across, and I'll meet you back when I have that done. And there we go, I just finished that row. So we're gonna turn our work again. We're going to go ahead and chain up our 1 to start our next row. And then we're going to bobble into the next, so we did 1 single crochet. Now we're going to put the bobble into here. Okay. So you know how this one goes. You're going to repeat basically the bottom, how we started it. Okay, now you're going to single crochet all the way across till you get to the second to last stitch, and then you're going to put your bobble stitch in and then single crochet the next one. Make sure you get both of those stitches. There we go. Through and single crochet. Then we're going to turn our work. See, looks good, don't it? Now we're going to go ahead and do that single crochet row. That's the next row. So just go ahead and single crochet across, and then we have 2 rows left and we are done with the project. Okay, next row. So this row we're going to go ahead and start with our, like I said, single crochet, and now we're going to put a bobble stitch in every other stitch until we get to the bottom. Okay, so you're going to do a bobble and then a single crochet. Now you're going to do this all the way across until you end the row.
And then we have 1 more row left.
So I'm coming up to the last bobble stitch here. turn our work. See? Isn't that nice? Nice A. Now we're going to chain up one and do our single crochet row, and then we're going to put a border on this just to make it stop curving a little.
So go ahead and single crochet across. Make sure you have those 23 stitches at the end.
Okay, now in this corner stitch here, we're going to go ahead and put 2 single crochets so that we can turn the corner for the border. Okay, and now we're just going to just kidding. Now we're just going to single crochet down. Okay, so you're going to do this all the way around. It's pretty simple.
Border, just putting single crochets in. Just make sure you evenly put them. Let's put one here and one in the next stitch. Okay, so I'm getting into the corner here, so we're going to go ahead and put 2 single crochets. And I like to chop the tail now. So the tail from the beginning of our work, I'm just going to go ahead and tuck on top so I can just crochet it in now. We're back at that corner, so we have to put 2 single crochets. So I'm going to let you go ahead and finish off the row. You're going to go all the way down, make sure you put another single crochet where you started, and then slip stitch in the front. I'll show you how to do that. I'm just going to go off camera to do the side here.
So I'm back at that beginning. Like I said, we want to put one more single crochet in that stitch we started, and then we're going to slip stitch into that stitch as well, in that row. Then you're going to chain up 1, cut off your yarn, and then you can go ahead and weave that in. Okay, and there's the A. So this is the first of many letters that I'm going to be doing here, because like I said, they've been really requested. But here's the A. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Leave a comment down below telling me what else you'd like to see. I have been taking requests and am working to get those out to y'all. So thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.